I think at the end of the day, and I've kind of subscribed to this my entire career, it's really around management from the heart. You can be successful managing from the heart. And, we have seen this through many crises, right? Through 9/11, through recessions, through Hurricane Sandy. I mean, there have been a lot of things that have hit us, especially here in the Northeast, and we've weathered through them. And in many times there are people that manage in a more callous and cold fashion. And then there are others who, really dig in and try to understand what's happening with their folks and to retain those people and to be able to use them to recruit more. Obviously, we're in a very acute situation right now where it can't just be the top brass, focusing. It has to be at every level where we're focusing right down, into the, as I would say, like the people on the floor, the people at the top, everyone needs to be playing a role here. And, to me, there are three things that I think we can really focus on. One of the biggest shifts that I've seen is that people really want to focus on a purpose. They want to wake up in the morning and know why they're here, and know what they're doing and why they're doing it and who's benefiting from what they're doing, so that they can kind of go to bed at night and then they wake up the next day and they know that they're, again, focusing on something they care about and love. And I think I just came off a big conference this week where people came together to talk about healthcare communications. And that was a big theme that rode through it, which is purpose, purpose, purpose. Why are we here? And you can't just bolt on a purpose. It has to start at the inner core. It has to start at the top and really work its way through. The second is, and I think this is coming from the healthcare communication side, as a lot of pharmaceutical companies are beginning to welcome people back, what are the flexibility going to look like? People have gotten very used to working from home, being on meetings all day from 7 a.m. to 7 at night. This is why they're exhausted, right? They don't take breaks. And now we're looking at commuting again. In the New York tri-state area, especially in other cities, commutes can be over 2 hours each way, 2.5 hours. So, having managers that are going to embrace this whole idea of flexibility, a hybrid environment, understanding that people may not come in, that people may have problems with their childcare, that people may have challenges around their children potentially, unfortunately getting sick. People are going to have to be very, very open-minded. In some of the more conservative industries that, some of us work in, there's going to have to be a whole new way of working. I don't think we've seen the end of this. We're going to have to embrace a whole new way of working post-COVID. And then finally, Sabrina talked about a topic that's near and dear to my heart, which is empathy. And empathy is not just about patting someone on the back and saying, how are you feeling today? Empathy is really about getting into the head of that person, having compassion, being kind, understanding what they're going through, and then trying to visualize that for yourself. And then either listening, as Sabrina said, and I totally agree with her, that sometimes it's just listening and not responding and saying, okay, I hear you. But other times it's about really trying to understand what people are going through. And each person has their story through this environment and this period. And empathy it's a lot of work, because you have to hear them, see what they're going through, feel that, and then respond accordingly. And it's very customized and it's very individual. So, for many corporations and many industries, they are going to go through a massive transformation and sea change in order to keep these wonderful talents that have, grown up over the last umpteenth years, so they don't go off to somewhere else.